How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. Okay, so the NBA Finals begin tonight. And I realized something as I was looking through previous videos, trying to decide what I would do today, what game I would cover today. There was one basketball title that I owned that pretty much everyone who had an NES and played basketball games owned at some point that I haven't talked about yet. It was released on the NES in 1988. The arcade version of this title was released in 1986-87. And there's something that was taken out of the arcade title when they moved it to the NES that makes this game so awesome on the NES. Because had that thing been included, this game would have been a nightmare to play on a home console. Today's game is Double Dribble. Now, Double Dribble, the arcade version of Double Dribble, actually included a dribble button, hence the name of the game. And you had to constantly mash that dribble button in order to advance the ball up the court. Now, this could work in an arcade environment, but it wouldn't work on the NES where there were only two face buttons. So Konami took it out, all for the better, because nobody remembers the Double Dribble arcade game except for some of us more hardcore gamers. The game features, the NES version actually features 4 teams that are set in actual NBA cities: New York, Los Angeles, Boston, Chicago. And each team has different attributes. I know Chicago, I remember specifically that everyone wanted to play with Chicago because they had the tightest defense of any of the 4 teams. Now there's something else really cool about this game, in that you could actually dunk in this game. Now the number of dunks was cut down to 3 because of the whole still film clip thing that they did to animate the dunks. What wasn't included was it was a windmill dunk, 360 dunk, and there was another dunk that wasn't included. So there were a total of 5 or 6 dunks in the arcade version, only 3 in the NES version. Another cool thing about Double Dribble was that they took out the terrible digitized speech in the national anthem from the arcade version. They took that out of the NES version, probably because of limitations in the NES. But yeah, that was pretty bad, and nobody actually enjoyed the voiceover, the synthesized voiceover of the national anthem being sang on the arcade version of Double Dribble. There was no real tournament mode in the home version of Double Dribble, and there's no real stat tracking in the home version. Whereas every stat, like from free throw percentage to steals to assists, all those things are maintained in the arcade version of the game. But play-wise, the home version's a bit faster because of that lack of a dribble button, which leads to a lot of trash talking, a lot of shoulder bumping, a lot of just fun when you're playing against someone next to them on their couch. The home version of Double Dribble is heads and shoulders superior to the arcade version in every way except for maybe graphics. And I sincerely recommend the home version of Double Dribble. Now, if you find the PC version, I believe they took the dribble button out of the PC version as well, but it does have all of the other bells and whistles like stat tracking and dunks and all that. So give it a peek whenever you get a chance to. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow.